Hey everyone, I'm going to guide you through a short flow, maybe about 20 minutes or so. So get yourself set up, find your mat, and slowly bring yourself to child's pose. Bring your knees wide, your big toes touch. And start to reach your fingertips forward to the top of your mat. Draw your attention to your breath coming in through your nose and out through your mouth. Gradually starting to deepen the inhale and lengthen your exhale. Getting to a point where your exhale is actually longer than your inhale. On those inhales, fill completely into the low belly and slowly exhale it all out. On your next inhale, pause your breath and sigh it out. Slowly start to walk your fingertips to the right side of your mat, taking your left hand and crossing it over your right. Sinking back into that left hip, feeling that whole side body stretch, opening up the ribs. Staying here for about 3 breaths, reaching a little bit further with each breath in. Slowly come back to center. Widen those knees, sit back just a little bit deeper. Stay here for about 2 breaths, and then gradually you'll move to the left. Crossing that right hand over the left and sinking into the right hip. Continuing to find those deep, full breaths, inhales and exhales. Coming back to center, taking about 2 or 3 more breaths here, reaching and breathing, and gradually bringing yourself up to all fours. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. And start to move, moving in a way that feels good. Maybe finding some hip circles, maybe even some cats and cows. And start to increase your movement, moving a little bit faster, moving a little bit bigger. Perhaps even closing your eyes and getting lost in just your movement, your breath. Finding a place of stillness. Take 2 intentional breaths in, inhaling and exhaling completely. Take your belly button and pull it in towards your spine. You're going to lift your right leg, toes pointed to the ground, the foot is flexed. Taking that heel and pushing it as you're pushing against a wall. Taking in an inhale, lift your opposite arm. Hand is reaching to the front, thumb pointed up. Heel continues to press back. Straight line of energy from that heel all the way to your fingertips. Lengthening your spine with each breath. Continuing to breathe, continuing to pull that belly in. Slowly bring your knee to elbow underneath you 3 times, engaging and pausing and straightening back out. After the 3rd one, you'll straighten it out again, reaching, pushing that heel. Big inhale, slowly lower it down. Again, belly button pulls in, lifting the opposite leg, foot is flexed, toe is pointed down, reaching the fingertips forward, thumb pointed up. Stretching your whole body, reaching, belly's pulling in tight. And again, find those 3 knees to elbow underneath you. Squeeze it in and straighten it out. After the 3rd one, taking in a big inhale, slowly lowering it down. Taking about 3 or 4 more breaths here, and then you'll find down dog. Once you come up to down dog, start to move, feeling how this down dog feels. Maybe coming up onto your toes, maybe bending one knee and then the other. Perhaps shifting it forward to high plank, or maybe finding stillness. Finding about 4 really deep, full breaths wherever you are. If it's stillness, if it's movement, continue to breathe. Lift your right leg, bending and opening into the opposite shoulder, stretching into that hip. Taking your ankle and turning it one way and then the other. Slowly lower that down, lifting the left. Same thing. Foot reaches towards that opposite shoulder, turning at the ankle, opening up the hip, starting to breathe full, feeling it all the way through your body. Bringing that leg down, finding stillness. 2 big full breaths, filling completely into that low belly. Exhaling slowly and longly. Slowly walk your fingertips forward to your hands and come to a halfway lift. Lifting yourself up, shoulders pulling back, gaze comes forward, belly pulls in tight, making contact with either your shins or the ground. Stay lifted here, finding a couple breaths, really strong, flat back. Fold yourself forward, allowing your head to drop, releasing that neck, even swaying side to side, keeping some bend in your knees, just letting it all go, imagining the weight of the world just rolling right off of your shoulders. Coming back up to a halfway lift. Again, find that same engagement. Shoulders pull back, belly pulls in, fold it forward. Really imagining letting go here. Big full breaths, sighing it out, folding it forward, letting go. Slowly reach your hands all the way up, reaching up tall, starting to lean back, bringing your gaze towards those fingertips, slightly shifting your elbow or your shoulders down your back. Bringing your elbows down into cactus, really stretching the front of that chest, continuing to breathe. Circling your hands up, you'll find the side bend to the right, staying for 3 full breaths, grabbing for the wrist, pushing that opposite heel into the mat, stretching that entire side body. Feel your ribs opening. Continuing to find that full breath. Slowly, you'll bring it back to center. Reach up tall, lean back, big breath. Find it to the left. Side bend, stretching that whole side body. Reach it up tall, look up towards those fingertips, big full breath. Fold it forward. Every time you fold forward, feel like you're just letting go. Halfway lift. Hands plant to the mat. Step those feet back, finding a high plank. Belly pulls in tight, heels driving towards the back of your mat. Continuing to breathe. Stay lifted here. Feel your strength. Connect with your power. 2 more big inhales. Down dog. Big full breath in. Sigh it out. Feet to your hands. Halfway lift and fold. All the way up to standing. Reach a tall, lean back, look towards those fingertips. Big full breath. Fold it forward. Halfway lift. Hands plant, finding that high plank. Belly pulls in, heels push back. Low plank, pulling those elbows in. Stay here for a breath. Up dog, looking over both shoulders. back to down. 2 breaths, big full inhales. Exhale and sigh. Feet to your hands. Halfway lift and fold. All the way up to standing. Reach it tall, big breath. Fold it forward. Halfway lift. Plant those hands. High plank, down to low. Up dog to down. Right leg lifts, bringing it all the way forward, finding warrior one. Deep bend in that front knee, shifting those hips forward, reaching those fingertips high, starting to bring the gaze up to those fingers, leaning it back. Big full breath in, plant your hands, step your foot back, find your high plank, take it to low, up dog to down. Left foot lifts, warrior one. Checking in with those hips. Are they pointed forward? Reaching those fingertips high, leaning it back. Big breath in, hands plant. High plank to low or step it straight back to down dog. Big full breath. Sigh it out. Right foot, warrior one. Hip shift forward, reach it up, lean it back. Hands to heart center, warrior two. Checking in that you're grounding into your feet, taking up space, deep bend in that knee, strong in those legs. Energy out the fingertips to the front and the back. Take a moment to shift those shoulders away from your ears. Big full breath. Hands to your mat. Find your way back to down dog. Left foot, warrior one. Deep bend in that knee. Reach those fingertips up, starting to open up just a little bit more, looking up towards those fingers, finding that subtle back bend. Hands to heart center, warrior two. Again, making those adjustments, pulling those shoulders away from the ears. Strong hand reaching to the front and the back, continuing to breathe. Hands to your mat, high plank to low, or step it right back to down dog. Right foot, warrior one. Moving just a little bit faster this time. Taking in a full breath. Landing your warrior one. Taking it to warrior two. Flipping your front hand, reverse your warrior. Stretching that whole side body. Finding sky archer. Straightening that front leg, reaching for the wrist. Feeling yourself stretch from your fingers down to your foot. Big inhale, hands to the mat, all the way back through to down dog. Left foot, warrior one. Landing your warrior one, big strong warrior one, looking towards those fingers. Warrior two. Reverse, stretching over that head, reaching, straightening the front leg, reaching for the wrist, sky archer. Feeling that stretch your entire side body. Hands to your mat, high plank to low, or step it straight back to down dog. Two full breaths, inhales and exhales. Bending your knees, hovering over the mat, getting ready to pounce yourself forward like a cat. Taking in a big full breath, hop those feet forward, coming to a halfway lift, making contact with those shins, sinking down, fold it forward. Finding your chair pose, heels and toes together, sinking it low. Bringing your hands to heart center, pushing those palms together, sinking it low. Taking in a big inhale. On the exhale, pulling yourself in, grounding down into your mat, feeling it all the way down into your pelvic floor. Continuing to breathe, squeeze those legs. Squeeze those legs all the way up to standing. Reach it tall, lean it back. Big breath. Fold it forward. Halfway lift. Hands plant. High plank to low. Up dog to down. Big full breath. Sigh it out. Right foot, warrior one. Bringing your fists behind your back, pushing those fists down, stretching the front of that chest, looking up towards the ceiling. You're gonna bow it forward for humble warrior, allowing that right shoulder to brush the inside of the knee. Release the head, release the neck, allowing your head to drop. Slowly bring it back up to warrior one. Set it up, reach those fingertips high. Bring those fists back behind you, finding the humble again. Stretch the front of that chest. Bow it forward. Releasing the hands, high plank to low, or right back to down dog. Left foot, warrior one. Bring those fists behind your back, stretching the front of that chest, looking up. Humble warrior, bowing it forward. Slowly bring it back up to warrior one. Reaching those fingertips high. Fists come behind the back again. Stretch the front of that chest. Bow it forward. Humble warrior. Releasing the hands, find your way back to down dog. Slowly bring yourself down to child's pose. Big wide knees, sinking back into those hips, reaching those fingertips forward. Connecting back with the breath, the inhales and exhales. Slowly bring it back up to down dog. 2 big full breaths, inhales and exhales. Bend those knees, hovering over the mat. Again, pulling yourself in tight like you're ready to pounce. Hop those feet forward. Halfway lift and fold. Finding your chair pose. Hands to heart center, pushing into those palms. Opening those arms out, finding an open arm twist to the right. Reaching those hands to the front and the back, twisting into those hips. Keep squeezing those legs. Slowly come back to center. Palms come together again, sink it low. Open arm twist to the left. Keep squeezing those legs, breathing. Bringing it back to center. Push those palms, sink lower, breathe. Squeeze those legs all the way up to standing. Reach it tall and fold it forward. Halfway lift. Hands plant. High plank to low. Up dog to down. Big breaths here. Really settle into your down dog. Checking in. How does it feel? Do you feel more open? Does it feel a little bit easier? Continuing to stay here and breathe.